welcome back to Wash Me Detailing and Motorsports. So last time we talked, let me get this down a little bit. There we go. All right, so last time, on our last video, we actually talked a little bit about my engine bay on my truck and what's in it, what's under it, things like that. So today we're actually going to talk about the rest of the outside of the truck. Wheels, other accessories, modifications to the outside of the truck, aside from the engine bay. So hit and like the subscribe button if you want to keep going and hear the rest of this and hear more cool stuff about, I don't know, fast trucks, cars, etc., things like that. And then also, you know, throw in some detailing stuff. I mean, that is my main job after all. I should probably throw some of that in there, right? But yeah, thanks for checking us out, and let's check out the rest of the truck. All right, what's up, everybody? So we're going to start, like I said, in the front of the truck. So front of the truck, we can start with the headlights. So the headlights, there's a few different headlights out there. You know, of course, you can go on eBay and buy some cheapos or things like that. You know, they're a couple $100, and you may be happy with them. They work out. You could have them last a month. You could have them last 6 years. I don't know. But there's good and bad stuff about them. But I wanted the look of like kind of like a factory look. And I love how the factory ones have that line around it. Obviously, I didn't want to pay $1,000+ factory ones, but that's what they sell for. So I was looking at like the Morimotos. Morimotos are crazy expensive. They're also about a G or like, you know, I don't know, $1,000, $1,500 or so. And they're great. They're cool. They got great reviews. They got a great warranty. But again, just out of my budget at that time when I was looking at, you know, when I was first building the truck. So I actually went with one called Alpha Red. I found good and bad reviews about it, but I took a risk on it because I loved the way they looked. They were in my budget. They were about $600. Again, the brand is Alpha Red. So I love those because three different reasons. So one is they already came pre-installed with high and low beams, LED bulbs, and the projection on them is great. I've always been a little bit worried about projectors, housings, and LEDs on aftermarket situations, but these actually worked out great. Number two is I love how the DRL running light looks during the day or at night. Number three is that same DRL running light actually has an amber light that lights up when you're going to turn or have your hazards, and it's actually sequential, so you can get switchback or sequential on these Alpha Reds. I chose the sequential. Sequential actually runs, it lights up from like my left to right, left to right, it goes like this, and it's awesome. I love it. It's really cool. I would actually turn them on right now, but as soon as I crack the door open, my light will turn on, and it'll sit there and blind you guys here with the camera. But I'll do another video about that later, and I'll post them later so you can check them out. But yeah, that's why I love those. They're about $600. I will add a link on the description so you guys can add them and order them if you want or check them out. I also went with the LED bulbs down here. These are just generic ones I got off eBay. Took a risk there, and they actually have been working out great so far. Okay, so next thing with these grills. So this is not the grill you get on the XLT. This is actually a Lariat Sport, I believe, or it was I found this is a takeoff on eBay, and it was like $200 or $180. And I talked to a guy about painting my factory one, but he told me it was going to be like $250. So I said, I'll just buy this one off eBay, switch it out with mine. I have OEM paint from the factory, and it actually worked out really good. I love the way it looks. That same guy though did paint my bumpers, front and rear, so those turned out really good too. Recommended by a friend over in Tech, Wisconsin. So I can give you his information, anyone that's interested if you're in my area. But a great guy to work with, always on time, and like I said, quality is like top notch. So that's it for the front. I think I did have to order a different housing for this because one of my XLT wouldn't work with this grill. Again, that was like $20 on eBay. The fender flares, fender flares are actually they're bushwhacker ones, or extended fenders. I spent quite a bit of time trying to find the right fender flares for this truck, but I didn't want the big old bolts look, you know, and I wanted more clean look. So there were a couple different companies. This is the one that I liked the most, the better look, better reviews. So I did go with this one here. Same guy that painted this piece for me. Actually, no, I take that back. I should have went to the same guy. I actually went to a body shop here in town just for convenience sake. And they're okay, they're good, but they're not as smooth as these guys. I really wish I would have went with this same guy, so I do regret that. But they look good. So I'll get a better picture of these here in a little bit with these XLT, these F150 batteries. I did take those out and replace them with Lariat ones. I'm that guy, I guess. I like my truck. I like the way it looked. I thought it was more of a Lariat. And now that I fixed it up, so I put Lariat on an XLT. Sue me. But yeah, let's look at the side. I'll move the camera quick. Hey everybody. Okay, so now we're on the side of the truck. This is what I was talking about with the Lariat badges. I think these are like 30 bucks on eBay. They held up really well. They look good. I love the color scheme that I was going for. Again, I did the Lariat, even though it's an XLT. I think it's cool. I like it. Whatever. I think it's more of a Lariat now. So I did do a ready lift 3.5-inch suspension on this. It's kind of a weird story. Actually, I done Rancho quick lifts on this before. They're just like a strut that's all built in at levels of truck. I took them out because I thought it rode like crap. So I put the factory strut back in it, and then I did the ready lift suspension, which is actually a block, but it came with the extended A-arms, so that makes it, that makes up for the extra height and lets it ride like stocky. In my opinion, it does ride better than the quick lifts, so I'm happy with that. And I did paint those. I did kind of just do it. It wasn't anything special. I wish I powder coated them, but I just took a can of spray paint, OEM paint, color match paint, and hit them up with those. I sanded them down, hit them up with that, and then I topped it off with a clear coat. Those have been on for about 3,000 miles. I took a trip to New York and back, and they've held up okay. Again, it's not very many miles, so I don't drive the truck in winter. It's one of those things where it may not look good in a few more thousand miles, but if it doesn't, then I'll just repaint it. But for now, it looks good. I think it came out great so far. Really great suspension for the price. I mean, it's hard to find. I mean, by the time you want, like, if you go from 3-inch, okay, so 3.5-inch lift is probably, I think I spent like $500 or $600 on this. But if you go to like a 4 or 4.5, all of a sudden you're spending like $1,000 easy for that lift. So this gave me what I wanted. Install, I had a buddy install it for me, but it turned out great. So next thing would be these tires. So the tires are the Fury MTs. I don't know how much I like the way they look to a degree. I mean, I like how aggressive they are. I've had plenty of 22 by 12-inch wide wheels, and mostly I go with like 33s. And these, to me, seem like they got a little bit more of a stretch bulb look here. I don't know how much I actually like that. I mean, again, these wheels and tires, I only got them like a week ago. Before these, I actually had the TIS 544s and PVD chrome. And I had those wrapped in it's called a Hadia RT tire. They were like eBay cheapos. I think they were like $700 or $800 for the set of 4. And I actually really liked those. I should have kept the tires or ordered the same set again. But I swapped the wheel. I had a guy want my wheels and tires off the old setup, and they ended up taking them off me for a couple $grand. So I paid through it, and I was getting a new setup, and I wanted to try something different. Heard plenty of good review on these, so I'm hoping that the reviews didn't lead me wrong, and that I'll like them down the road. The wheels. So the wheels, I went from the TIS 504 to these Parcons. I think the model is it's called Cesar. I like the way the wheel looks. I mean, I had a hard time because I've had so many wheels and tires that at this point they all kind of start to look the same, and they do share a lot of similarities nowadays with wheels. I mean, how many brands offer a very similar wheel, from one another? So I wanted something that would show my spikes. Love nuts. My last one didn't have that, and I've always liked that. So I got those. The wheel quality, it looks nice in the front. I like it. I love it. It did come with little stickers saying that I haven't had chrome in a while. The last one was PVD. So they did come with little stickers on them saying that not to wash them with harsh chemicals because it could peel the coating, which I don't know. I'm not quite sure if all chrome is that way or aftermarket chrome is that way. But I'm not sure what to think about that. So we'll see how they hold up. When I took them to the shop to get mounted and balanced here in town, they called me immediately after unboxing them and said, "Hey, back your wheels have some flaws in them. They have some scratches. I don't know if that's just a fact. All 4 wheels had it. So there must be I don't know if it's a good quality thing or what. But I told them as long as it's not on the front, as long as it change what people. I mean, as long as they don't look defective on the front. That was my biggest worry, obviously. So I mean, had they been, I would have returned them right away. But I figured they're on the back. Balancing's okay. Won't worry about it. But yeah, I love the way they look. So next thing here would be the graphics. We added the graphics on the side of the truck here to kind of make it look like the sport package. Actually, you could have added 100 different kinds of decals. graphics, but I really like the OEM look on these, so I went with that. There was a couple $100, and I think that was also off of eBay, and the seller had actually a good review on it, so we went with it. And again, it came packaged really well. I mean, they went on really good. So I also got these painted chrome, or painted red, because these were chrome on the XLT model. Same guy painted the bumpers, so it turned out really well. I actually ordered plastic handle covers that were already red from eBay or Amazon, because it was just they were like 30, 40 bucks. I figured 40 bucks because you wanted to charge like 200 bucks to paint these, and I was like, well, I'm gonna try that. And I ordered them. They looked okay. The red wasn't quite the same, but I figured they're close enough. And when I brought it to the guy, they actually scratched a little bit because the covers they stuck out too far. So when you open the door, it scratched it a little bit. And when I brought it to the guy to paint the bumpers, I said, hey, see if you can shave that off a little bit so it doesn't scratch my door. And the story was, as he was doing that, they actually cracked. So he felt bad and he wanted to help me out, and he actually painted the OEM ones. So that was very cool of him. I really appreciate that because I loved how these turned out. And in the long run, I guess I probably would have hated those plastic covers. And then I did add everything else so far as there's nothing else on this side other than the vent shades, you know, window deflectors. Tinted windows are like 30 or 20, no, they're 20% actually. They got done by Olson's Upholstery here in Rice Lake. Olson's Upholstery and Tint. If you're in the area, that's your go-to guy for tint and upholstery, custom, everything. And then I just kind of cheesy when I was younger, I had this on my vehicle, so I added on this. These are just my family's names. So like I sit here, so it's my name, Jamie. One of my 14-month-old daughter, Isabella, sits here, so that's her name, so that's her designated spot. Same thing on the passenger side, my wife's name's there, because that's where she sits. And my other daughter, Camilla, sits on the passenger rear. So let me move the camera down a little bit. We'll talk a little bit more about the rear end of the truck. What up? All right, so I got interrupted 3 times so far in the middle of this video, so I had to keep starting over. But so we're on the back end of the truck. We're on the tail lights. These are the Anzos that I went with. I like them because they got the black housing. They light up really cool. Actually, I can turn them on right now. There we go. So I love how these are all 3D or LED, and then I love how these DRLs just run around like that, wrap around. I also went with this. I almost forgot about this guy. This is a Putco Blade tailgate light. This thing is sweet. So awesome because they have a 3-year warranty. I think it's one of the only ones that have a warranty that's long, that lasts that long. Because these, you know, I mean, I don't drive mine in the winter, but for whoever does, I mean, they take a lot of abuse. Mother Nature, I mean, it's crazy. They take a lot of crap. So the fact that they give you a warranty that lasts long is pretty cool. Because not everyone does. And then not only that, but their LEDs are like so pushed together that it just looks like one long blade, which is why they got the name from it. Where a lot of these older ones, even the Anzo, I don't think it's caught up yet. But Anzo and all these other cheaper ones, they have like dot for the LED dots. So like LED, space it really far out, LED, space, LED. So it looks really outdated, you know, really kind of like more of a cheaper, generic LED tailgate light compared to what the Putcos. The only thing with these is they come with a hefty price tag. They're like 200 bucks, 230 bucks. Just for the light. And then if you have someone professionally install it, hardwired in the truck, that's probably another hour and a half of labor, depending on if you have to take this guy off or not, which most of the time you do. You got to take this tailgate off the truck to get it to install it correctly and such. But anyways, those two are really cool. I like them both. And I'm one of those guys that are really nitpicky and indecisive. So whenever I'm looking at like ordering stuff for my truck, and especially like with things like that, there are so many different variations and so many brands that make them. I spend like hours looking at which one I should get, reading reviews, looking into it, things like that. So it's hard for me. So when I do pick something that I put a lot of time into it. All right. So next thing is I actually ordered these guys here off eBay or Amazon. I was kind of skeptical because they were like 30 bucks, and they also make like templates that are like 100 bucks. So again, I bargain shopped those. I got the $30 ones, and they worked out really good. This one did come with like it must have got bent or packaging during the shipping process, or whoever packaged it didn't do a good job, and it got a little damaged. So I threw it on there. I mean, for what it cost, I just figured if enough people gave me shit about it, I'd change it. But not really many people have noticed it, so I just left it. But that's only on the feed. So actually, I forgot to talk about this, but we talked a little bit about the graphics on the side of the truck. So a buddy of mine came over, we did these graphics, and we weren't sure because I did the graphics before I did the fender flares. So when I got the fender flares on there, they were just white, they were just red, no graphics. And it's a tricky situation because they bulge out like that, it kind of is like a deceiving look. It makes it look like if you stand from a certain point, it'll look straight as an arrow, and then at other points it looks like it's not installed correctly, like it's crooked. And you might be able to kind of tell in the video, I'm not sure, but tell me what you think in the comments. Does it look crooked? Does it look straight? I mean, it's installed correctly, like it's installed straight, but because of the bulge on the fender flare, it's very deceiving, and it makes it look like it's at certain angles like it's crooked or not installed correctly. So give me some feedback on that, what you think, if I should leave it, take it off. We tried to find a lot of Google images to see if we could find another truck that went over the fender flare. Not a single one. We couldn't find a single one that had this graphic like that over the fender flare. It was always on a stock truck with no flares. So they must have thought the same thing and didn't install them. I went for it. I think even hearing me looking at the camera, I can kind of tell that it kind of looks that way from this angle. But like I said, if you look at it from like straight forward, you can't see it. So see what you think about that. And then actually, before I forget, so we actually nicknamed the truck El Diablo. I don't know, I heard it's Spanish for fighting chicken. But so Diablo because I'm Hispanic, truck's red, it's fast, demonic, I don't know. It just kind of sounded like a cool name at the time. So we'll see if we can get a little bit closer. Actually, I don't know if you guys saw this either, but that's my business logo, Wash Me Detailing. So if you want any detailing done, you hit me up. Or if you want like a badass Wash Me Detailing shirt, you let me know. Okay, so let's see. I thought this was pretty cool. So I got a Got Boost hitch receiver cover, and I think it's cool because everyone, you know, I mean, being that these trucks are really popular for having an EcoBoost engine in them, I think a lot of people think I got Boost from an EcoBoost, but no, I actually have it from a 5.0 supercharged engine. So I thought that was pretty cool. I do get some thumbs up for that, but I think most of them think it's an EcoBoost. So I think that's that's pretty much the truck. We did one side. There's no point in doing the other side because same thing on the other side. But that's the whole outside of the truck. So we went through the wheels, the tires, the graphic, the taillights, the headlights, other little stuff here. I guess the only other thing I didn't really talk about the other day when I did the engine video was the exhaust. Yeah, I don't think I did the exhaust. The exhaust is an MBRP exhaust. It was actually pre-axle exhaust, so it actually was going to come out. I can take a video of that. So it was supposed to come out. It was supposed to come out over here. And it did come out there actually. And we installed it, had it installed, and it sounded great at first. You know, I don't do a whole lot of driving unless it's in town. And when I do that, you know, it's awesome for like coming off a red light or a stop sign, and you just take off and it sounds just awesome. But now I got a set of twins, 2 girls, and it just created a whole lot of drone. And I think they didn't like it very much. And whenever we do take a long trip in the truck, like we went to New York, it would have been very aggravating to have that loud tone drone in the truck the whole entire trip. That's like 1,200-mile trip one way. So I had it taken to a custom shop here actually in Bloomer, Wisconsin, and I had to throw a quieter muffler on it and do the throw it towards the back just because it helped with the drone, get rid of that drone. It's still louder than I want it to be, honestly, but it's good. I mean, I don't want to get it too quiet either because, I mean, otherwise it's deceiving. It's you know, it needs to have loud exhaust. But yeah, that's the setup with my exhaust. MBRT, I think it's actually got a quieter muffler on it, so it's actually like a MagnaFlow muffler. And I actually did forget to talk about this earlier too, but so we talked about the lift. The lift, I actually opted for the Bliston shocks in the rear. I mean, who doesn't like Bliston shocks, right? I mean, everyone talks about them, everyone raves about them. I mean, it's hard to find a guy that had a bad experience with Bliston shocks. So we went with those. I think they look cool. They look good. They pop out, they stick out. Let people know that it's aftermarket. So just having a black OEM stock there. I could have gone stock still because the lift isn't that big for the rear. It's like a 1-inch block for the rear. But I wanted to go a little different since it's kind of a show truck. I figured that would help too. But I also went with these liner covers because anyone that buys a newer Ford, or any Ford I think really, they notice that it's just, you just see the wheel well red. It's just the red, it's just the truck body panel is back here. So being that I got big wheels, I do burnouts, I didn't want to have the red looking all crappy and full of like tire gum and just tar and whatever. So I bought these plastic liners, which I think they really should come that way already, because I mean, I think GM and Chevy come with like carpet liners. I'm not a big fan of the carpet liners, but the fact that they come with liners in general, you know what I mean? Like, what the heck, Ford? Throw liners in there, man. But yeah, that is all for the exterior of the truck. So yeah, I'm gonna do a little video quick of the truck with the headlights on. Maybe do a little sound clip. And if you guys like what you saw and you want to see more stuff, I'm still gonna do videos on the inside of the truck. You might think it's just a regular old Joe Schmo truck inside, but it's actually got some cool stuff in there. So if you like what you saw and you want to keep seeing more stuff, hit that like and subscribe button. I'm also going to post other videos. If you guys have any questions about my past vehicles, I might do some videos about my other stuff. One of the truck that did the burnout in the second video I posted, that's my old 6.2 liter Silverado. It was a 2012. I had that thing Whipple supercharged, cammed, 85 tuned. And we took it to Wisconsin Dells for automotion, did a few burnouts out there. That's what that video is from. That one actually did, man, I think it was like 602 at the wheels. So that comes out to like, what, 700 horse at the crank. So that thing was lowered, 3.35 belt. We'll talk more about that later. But if you want to hear more about that, let me know in the comments, and we'll do some more videos about those too. So, all right, thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time, all right?